So this is the exercise 3 that we're going to be trying to solve. I'm going to be following the steps, and sometimes I'm going to show you some things to do if you got some mistakes. For example, here the first thing that we see is that we need to start from A1, and some of you did not start from A1. How to fix that? I mean, if I did not start from A1, obviously I wanted to start from here. I just put the data there. But if you did not start from there, there's a very simple way how to deal with that. For example, you select the table, and while you selected the table, you can go for the boundary. You see that the mouse cursor is changing, and then you can move it around whenever you want, the whole thing. So if you started here by mistake, well, that's fine. You just click, move it where you want. And that's interesting because it can help you with moving around your data. Okay, so that's the first thing. I just entered the data without any change. Now if I'd like to maybe improve it just a little bit to make it look like what's on the sheet, I just make this a little bit bigger and things like that, just to make it look like what we had there. And just add the lines, I mean the borders. Let's add the borders, select everything, and then I go for the borders over here, and then click all borders, and that's it. Now I have something that looks like what I want here. That's fine for now. For the rest, I'm not going to be doing any other change. It looks similar. That's fine for me for now because the tasks will make this change. So the first task after this number 2. Now format all cell entries of the above table to font Arial narrow and size 12. So I need to just select all the table because all of them have some cell entries. We're going to be entering something in those cells. And now for the fonts, just need to click here and then try to find the font size and the font Arial narrow that you're looking for. If you don't see it quickly, you can type it. But when you type it, make sure you type it right, because if you misspell something, and then it's not going to be showing you what you want to do. So Arial. This is what I want, and then you can see it shows me the different others, and then narrow. Okay, I found it. You see, it shows me, it completes for me. This is a good indication that this was found. I can just press enter or click on this one. It's the same thing. So if I enter this and then I press enter, that now it is Arial narrow. The others are the default font, while this one is the Arial narrow. Now I'm select them again. And because it wasn't enough, we wanted just the font to be Arial narrow and then the size 12. Let's make the size 12, or select it from here, as you know. You can do this in both. So this is number 2. Number 3, format the column heading to bold and align it to center. What are the column headings? These are the column headings, the heads of the columns. These are not the ones. These are the column headings for the whole sheet. But for my table, these are the column headings. So I would like to make this bold and align center. Fine? Well, these are not the column heading. These are the data. No, these are not row headings. Maybe the row headings, for example, would be if I don't know. Let me change this a little bit so it can give you some row headings. Let's say, what happened is that I want this to be moved. Imagine I have something here that says, I don't know, responsible of quality assurance coordinator. And then I have, I don't know, director. And each one of them, this is like some sort of name, a title for the whole row. Then these are going to be row headings, because these are like some sort of a title for the whole row, while these are some titles for the whole column. So that's the idea behind this. So I don't want to do this. I'm just going to cancel either by pressing this button or Control Z, which is the same thing. As you can see, Control Z comes between parentheses, which most of the time I just do this, go back by doing that. Okay, so now I just need to finish this. I made it bold, make it then center. And when I said center, this is the one that I mean, the horizontal one. Because there's another center here that I didn't choose, like this one. Well, if I mean this one, I'm going to tell you the vertical center. center vertically, something like that. So this is the centering, and vertically, then if you tell you center vertically in the middle or in the center, this means the vertical center. This is the one. If you just say center, right align, left align, these kind of things, these are the ones. So this is done. Now this is the one which we need to insert a new row at the top of the table and merge the cells. Well, first of all, let's insert the table, and then we see what is the other thing. If we'd like to insert a table, insert a row at the top of the table, what should we do?
May I take the table down?
Well, that's a good point. I don't know. There's something that they can do very easily. It's easier than this, but if this is another way, I know how to move this. I can move it down, and then it's going to free a row on the top. Okay, so this is one way. If I don't know how to create or insert something, I just move it around. So at the end, will be ended up doing something like that. But I don't want to be doing this because there's another way, which is just in the line over here. In the row number, you right-click, not click, right-click, and you have this option, and one of them is insert. The other one is delete, and there's a lot of things. So I can insert, and it does the same result. So it's better to do it this way, because it's just faster. Just go there, insert, and it's done. Here I have to select, and I have to move around. So it's also the same result at the end. If you don't remember, that's fixed. That's why actually I give you no indication on how to insert that, but you know from previous exercise how to move things around. So just to try to find a way how to do things. Okay, so now I'd like to merge the cells in the row, in this row. Which row? The new one that was added. So I would like to merge the cells in this row from column A to column E. A to E, merge them. So that means click and merge here. So this is what happened. That's the task number 4. Task number 5, enter the following text in the cell A1. Well, cell A1 now has many columns, but that's fine. It's still cell L1. You see, if I click here, this is cell A1, and this one, well, it's F1. There are no B, C, D, and E because all of them become A1. That's what happens when you merge different cells. Now inside here, I need to type salary pay sheet. Salary pay sheet. Okay, is that all? Make it align to center, which it's already centered. Bold. Okay. And the size, font size 16. That means I don't touch this. I just change this to 16. And that's it. What happened? So now I need to do the same thing, except that now instead of inserting a row, I'm inserting a column. Same principle. I don't know how to insert a column. Well, I can do some insertions with just moving around things. But it's easier to insert. So we said insert a new column after the third column. Where is the third column? This is 1, 2, 3. So I want something after it. That means between these two, I want something. If I right-click here, insert,
between B and C,
it will put it in before it. This is not what I want, so I will cancel this. I'm just going to select the next one, right-click, insert, and that's fine. Notice with this way, the merged cells got updated. But if I don't use this, I just would like to, okay, let's do something here. Let's move this around, and I can move it there. And then I need to enter this new one. Notice that this was not moved. I need to change this to remove the merge, then select everything, and then put the merge back, which involves a lot of work. So the easiest way is just to insert, just to right-click and insert, and then it will adapt also. It will adjust the merge cell. Is that fine? Any questions? Okay, so after I inserted that one, I need to type gross salary, and you see it's smaller. That's okay, I can move it around. By the way, there's something I can do instead of just move it myself. And you see this, the width is as shown on the top here. Width equals to something and the pixels. Instead of trying to find the best one, maybe this is too much, this is too. If I just would like to have just enough, I double click on the border, and this has a name. And this name is important for you to remember because these are among the names that are important to remember. This is called AutoFit. they call it auto fit. That means it will fit automatically the cell. If I just double click, the cell will take enough space just to represent what's inside of it. And notice that the change actually applies to the whole column. So it's called auto fit, as opposed to the other one. You remember the other one, when you drag down something, it has a name. It's called, you remember? Auto fill. Exactly, because if you click here, you see there's fill, 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 fill. So that's the idea. So this one auto fill, the other one is auto fit. Okay, we did this as a column heading. Yes. Okay, we were here, right? And we finished with this one. Now I'd like to change the width of the column as given below to column A to be 12, column B, C and D 14, and so on. Well, I can do that by just clicking here and then trying to make it the number that I look at the number when I reach it, but it's just not easy, but it's possible. Since you don't know any other way to do it, you can do it this way. But there's a better way actually, which is just right click, and then there's something called column width. And then you can specify the number that you want. I want it 12, I'll put it 12. Same thing for the rows, you right click and then there's row height, it's called height, and then you put the number that you want. And every time you can go back and to go back to what you was before. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So right click, column width, 12 for A, because this is what we were asked to do. And then B, C and D, all of them 14. So I'm going to select them all instead of doing them one by one. Right click, column width, 14, press enter. And then the last one is about E and F 10, E and F 10, right click, column width, 10. And that's it. Now number 8, using the formula given below, calculates the cell entries of gross salary and net salary. Okay, gross salary is basic plus bonus. This is equal basic plus bonus. Press enter. And then this is called auto fit. I'm going to show you something with the auto fit actually. It's interesting sometimes if you have a very long table, a lot of data, and you would like to do the auto fit. It's going to be very, long, then pressed and keep waiting for it to scroll down. There's an interesting way that you can do with the auto fit is that double clicking. If you just double click, it's going to do the whole table. Of course with some because in the table we have an extra line, but we don't want this to be included. So I'm just going to go down there and delete it, and that will be doing my job. And now I can calculate the gross salary, which is the net salary, which is the gross salary minus the deduction. So equal gross salary minus deduction. Enter. Come back here. Double click. Click. Delete. And that's done. It's quite an easy way and faster than just dragging and maybe something like that. Okay, now using Autosum feature, calculate the entries in the total column, which is the sum of individual column values. So this is now the time to talk about this total. In here, we know how to sum things, right? To do the sum, we can do this equals, and then this one plus that one, but it is a lot of things to add, and it's boring. There's a faster way. When you have a lot of things to add, just select where you want the result to be, like here, and then there's this symbol, this class, the symbol of the sum. And then this actually, there's other options. You have sum, average, count numbers, max, min, but we'd like to use the sum, so I'm going to click on the sum. And you see what is going to happen. It is going to be selecting the range. It's not like now individual cells. This is called the range. From B3, with the column there, means from B3 to B9. So, and then you see between parentheses, this is the range, and this is the function name, sum. And there are other functions based on average and everything, and mean and max. Now press enter is going to do it. I can do the same thing. Now double click will not help me because double click generally goes down, but if I drag it on the right, it's going to do the same thing.
Teacher,
yes.
so I didn't have step number 7 about column.
Yes.
I didn't have same thing.
So it will be hard for you to do this because the net salary is based on this column that you needed to add.
But make it again, teacher.
Well, I don't understand your question then.
I try to.
The 7 is to the size, the width.
Yeah, I didn't have the order.
The order of what?
Of change maybe if I put it right.
Well, now because number 7 is talking about the size, the width of the column.
Yeah,
You're talking about 7, right?
Yeah, if I put the right button in the mouse, I didn't find the
Insert.
Yeah. Insert.
Okay, you didn't find the insert. To insert this row, this column over here.
From up.
From the column, from the.
Yeah.
This is what you mean. Oh, okay, I understand your question. You're asking how can I insert? Because when I right-click here, I don't see the insert here. Well, there's insert, but it's insert just a cell. This is more complicated. It will just insert just a cell, one single cell, and this is going to be messing around your thing. It's just insert one cell, but I would like to insert the whole column, so I click on the column name. Yeah, from the column name. Okay, thank you. Okay, so we were talking about the task, which one? This one, number 9, and that we can just go click on where we would like the result to be, and then just without pressing equal or anything, just click on the button. It's going to do the sum for you. Just make sure that you select the right range of data. Okay, for example, there's something else I can do. If I really would like to type it myself, I can do it myself. And if you can stop clicking, that's what I was talking about, please. You can press the equal sign and then the sum. Type it yourself. This is the name of the function. And you're going to memorize that name because you're going to be using it. If you don't memorize it, you know where to find it. It's here. And then you parentheses, and then you select what you want. If I would like to sum of this, then this is what I would like to do. And then finish, close the parentheses, press enter, and I get the result. That's the same. I can type it myself, or I can just do this Autosum by, this autofill, or the Autosum myself. Press enter. Yes, just make sure, normally it selects for you, but make sure sometimes it doesn't, especially for the next exercise. You need to be careful, and if you don't select yourself, it's going to include something which is wrong. So that is the Autosum. And now for the format all numbers in a table to display with currency symbol of United States, dollar, with 2 decimal places. These are all the numbers, right? So I select them all, and then where can I find this thing? Here, there's something that is here that you can select, and then there's this English United States with the dollar sign. This will do. Or cancel. Let me cancel this. And then there's something I can do also from here, currency. But you see it here, it will just put it as by default. It puts the SR because in my computer, it's by default, it's configured to put SR. I can change this. I just would like to show you something. I can change here to more numbers. It will show me this as currency, and then in the symbol I can choose the symbol that I would like to use, and I can choose to any other thing. If I need more, I can choose more. I'm just showing you this so you can choose whatever you want. So this is for us. We would like only to have $1. We would like to have 2 decimal places, right? So we keep it 2. If I tell you, for example, another exercise, put 3 or put 1. This is where you can do it as well. So you can say put 0, 1, 2, or maybe put more. It shows you after the point how many numbers we have. We would like to have 2. So by default it shows you 2, but if you would like to have more, you can have more. Okay, I will cancel so I can repeat it again. So actually, if you'd like to do that, there are 2 ways. The simple one is to click here and then select the one that you have here. If you need more, you can click on more accounting formats, and then it will take you here so you can select the right one that you might want. So right click, click on this arrow here, and then select the one that you like, and that's it. If you want more decimal values, you can increase or decrease by these 2 buttons. Instead of going to that dialog, you can just click here, and then you can adapt it to whatever you want. So these 2 buttons, they're working this way. Okay, so this is about this step number 10. The number 11 is the last one before saving. Sort the table in ascending order of name. What does this mean? Sort the table means we'd like to order all the table to be sorted based on the name. Ascending means from A to Z. This is ascending. Or for numbers from small to big. To larger. So now I'd like to sort this table. I would like to show you something. Before showing something, I'd like to talk about those things over here. Why do we see this?
The cell is small.
Exactly, the cell is small, and because this is a number, it doesn't want to show you just part of the number. So if you'd like to see it all, you just make it bigger, or just double click with this auto fit. Is going to take just the necessary size. However, if this was in the exam, let's say, if you double click here, then the size of this column is going to change. Now what is the column width? 11. I told you I want it to be 10. So if this was an exercise in the quiz, just keep it like this, that's fine. Because I can go here and see that the formula is right, and I can see that the font size is right, and I can see also, if I right click on the column width, that this is right. Okay, so that's fine. If in the instructions I'm telling you something that ends up with something like that, that's fine, keep it as it is, because it's okay. If it's just an exercise and you want to see it, you can see it like this, no problems, because I'm not going to be looking at that file. So now I would like to talk about the sorting. If you'd like to sort the table, I'd like to give you an advice. Always select your table that you want to sort. Do I need to include the total? No. Total should always stay in the bottom, right? So I don't need this to be changed. So I'm going to select everything except the total. And the headings also, just to make it simple. I don't have to for the heading. I can skip the heading if I want. Because if I'm just going to show you what is the difference. If I select the heading and I click on this one, sort and filter, custom sort. Now if you click here, you see my data has headers. This is checked. That means these are the headers, and these were excluded now. And the selection includes only the data. And if I click here, I can see I sort by name, and this is ascending from A to Z. So I click now, I'm going to see that it was sorted. Let's cancel and do it again without the heading. Let's select this and then custom sort. We see I don't have heading, so I need to uncheck this. And what is going to tell me why it was selected, by the way. Okay. Even if I selected this, check what happened. And when I click custom sort, if I remove this one, it's going to take this first row. So I need to keep it. So anyways, I wanted to show you something but didn't work. So this is the thing that I need to do. Don't get fooled with something by just doing something, for example, like this. Click on sort and then quickly go to A to Z. Why? Because maybe it will work in this case. Why? Because it's going to sort A to Z based on what? Name, basic, bonus, gross, deduction, net salary? It will use the name. Why? Because this is, when I select something, you see, all of them are great except one, from where I started. So it remembers from where I started. So if I do the sorting now, it will sort according to the name. It will do what I want. But maybe you will not remember this, and then you're going to be selecting the table from here, which is a correct selection if you would like to go for custom sort. But now if you see here, now if I select sort from this, it's not going to sort according to the name, but according to the salary. From smaller to larger. So be careful. Don't use these buttons because they might be confusing. Use this custom sort, and then you can select the one that you want, and it will going to work better. You have no problems, inshallah, with it. And that concludes. You need to save and make sure it's called exercise 3 and save it in your own folder. I hope this clarified a lot of your questions that you had in the beginning of the exercise, or maybe walking through the exercise. Now you can go and continue the exercise, inshallah.